Hey, Premier Liam Casey with the Canadian Press.
Hi, Liam.
You said you need the strongest mandate in history to follow through with your plan to deal with Trump.
Yes.
But what happens if the people decide to give you a weaker mandate?
Well, that's going to be up to the people. They're going to have a choice. Do they want a leader that's going to protect jobs, protect the people's livelihoods, protect businesses, protect communities? That's what people are going to have to decide. And that's why we'll be going to the people.
You said that you can campaign and do the work of Premier at the same time, but should you?
Well, absolutely. I'm the Premier, and I'm going to work hard, which I have been, 18 hours a day, to make sure our province is prosperous and we have economic development, and make sure we have a loud voice when we're negotiating against these tariffs. Folks, I can't stress enough how devastating these tariffs will be on Ontario families, on Ontario workers. And I'm going to stand beside you, I'm going to support you, and I'll spare no expense to make sure I protect you.
Hey, good morning, Premier. Colin DeMello from Global News. It's my understanding that Cabinet had a meeting this morning,
yes,
and that during that meeting, Cabinet had deliberated on an economic action plan. Can you tell us what was in that plan, and did you pass it?
Well, thank you for that, and I'm glad that you got that information real quick. But I don't know. I got to start checking. I got to check when the place is wired. But anyways, yes, I'm not denying that we do have a strong economic action plan, which we'll be rolling out over the period of the next 28 days. But it's all about protecting the people of Ontario in every aspect, in every single sector.
Thank you. So help Ontarians understand this. So your Cabinet has already passed an economic action plan, but you are now about to trigger an election asking people for support to support an economic action plan. How does that work? Yeah. And what is in that plan? Can you break it down for us?
I can't say we triggered that. First of all, we want to move forward and make sure that we give certainty. Right now, President Trump has put uncertainty to every single Canadian, a lot of other countries around the world. And this isn't going to happen overnight. It may not happen February 1st. I'm sure something's coming. But this is going to be a battle for the next 4 years. And I want to make sure that I have a strong mandate to outlast President Trump. And again, I can't stress this enough, how CEOs in our country are concerned, which we've been meeting with, but it's really a Team Canada approach. All premiers are working together collaboratively. I'll be going on a COF meeting right after I leave here during the day, and we're just going to be united to protect Canadians and Ontarians' jobs are.
Hi, Premier. Jeff Gray, Globe and Mail.
Hi, Jeff.
I just want to follow up on that.
Yes.
This tariff bailout package that you have, will it require legislative approval? So you need to have the House in session, or is it something you can do without the House meeting?
Well, we have that plan. It's a very strong plan. It's a very large plan, but we will be rolling it out. And we have to be flexible, Jeff, in this plan. Yourselves or myself or the premiers and even some elected officials down in the U.S., not sure what President Trump's going to throw at us, but we have to be prepared. We have to have a strong plan, not just provincially, federally as well. And I'm just glad to tell the people of Ontario and Canada, everyone's working together, premiers, CEO of the largest companies out there, unions, and everyone else in different sectors. So this is a Team Canada approach.
But Premier, just to clarify, will you be able to act and help shore up Ontario against the tariffs, whatever it is, bailout money, between now and Election Day? Well, will you be able to do that or not?
Yeah, we're going to, again, we don't know, Jeff, what President Trump's going to throw at us, but I can tell you we'll be a strong voice at the table. We're going to be there representing Ontario and, in return, working with all premiers to represent Canada. We're a proud country, and this is a time to stand united and show how proud Canadians are. We're resilient. Unlike other countries around the world, we have a resilient people. We have the brightest people in the world, and we're a very, very powerful country.
Hey, Premier. Barbara with Queen's Park Briefing.
Hi, Barbara.
I just wanted to ask you, in December you said that you would pass legislation to give municipalities more powers to tackle the encampments, the homeless encampments. But then recently, Minister of Housing, Paul Calandra, just said that he was hopeful he wouldn't have to pass the bill. And you're also calling an election soon. So what is happening to this bill, and is this something your government still wants to put forward? Or?
Well, we are going to move forward, and Minister Calandra has done an incredible job putting together. This is going to give the tools that municipalities need to move these encampments, but not move them, giving them proper shelter, proper opportunities. That's our goal, and support these people, get them back on their feet, get them out there finding a job and working and contributing back to society.
Sorry, last question is still on housing. And so last time voters went to the polls, the housing crisis was a key election issue. But now housing starts are way below your own government goal. So how do you explain that to voters, and why should people trust you with another mandate to resolve this issue?
Well, first of all, prior to a little bit of the slowdown, the interest rates, we set records in rental units and housing. We're throwing billions of dollars supporting communities, no matter if it's the water infrastructure or the BFF fund, making sure that we set targets for communities. But I can tell you, I'm going to protect Ontarians. I'm going to make sure that we accelerate approvals, getting houses built, and working with municipalities to make sure we meet those goals.
Hi, Premier. Mike Crawley from CBC News.
Hi, Mike.
In the last election campaign, your slogan was "Get it done," and right after you won the election, you told a news conference, "We are going to make sure we keep every single promise." So, what exactly have you got done in the 2.5 years since then, and what are the things that you didn't get done that you said you were going to do, and can you explain why not?
First of all, thank you for that question. If you got 2.5 hours, I'll sit down and tell you everything we got done, from the economic development, attracting over $70 billion of new investment, creating the opportunity for 850,000 people to bring home a paycheck that never received a paycheck close to 7 years ago. We've brought certainty to companies around the world that if you come to Ontario and you invest, we're going to cut the red tape and the regulations and create that environment and conditions for companies to come here and thrive and prosper and grow. And when companies thrive, prosper and grow, so do the people. And just again, there's over 850,000 more people with a paycheck that can pay rent, pay a mortgage, put food on their table that they didn't have close to 7 years ago.
Okay, so let's just pick one, which was you promised to keep housing costs down, and you said that Ontario would build 1.5 million new homes over the next 10 years.
That's right.
You haven't got that done. Why not?
Well, because our 10 years isn't up, Mike. We're just a few years into it. We're going to continue making it attractive for companies to invest, builders to build, municipalities to get approvals as quickly as possible. And we're going to work collaboratively with all 3 levels of government to get that done.